Red zone, you only plan 3 routes: slant, pivot, and a fade. And if he ain't running a fade, he running a dig back line. It's really simple. Like where they lined up, you can tell what they running in the first couple steps.
Yeah. Now you crazy. You crazy when it come down to that red zone. But I appreciate you for coming on to the show.
We're kind of
always all love, brother.
That's the beginning.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate for having me, bro.
Of course. Let's get into our so much more segment. Let's talk about someone who's doing so much more. Team this week, just like how Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company, they're a financial services company too. And we're going to give a big shout out to Chuba Hubbard, man. 2 TDs, including the overtime touchdown to knock Arizona out of playoffs, 152 yards. This season, 250 carries, over 1,000 yards, pretty much 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. He's really hooping, man. I think when we was going through the game plan, like he was literally like the key. You stop Chuba, you win the game. I mean, he's dominant on the ground. He runs very aggressive. And that really shows you they believed in him. That's why he got paid early, man. Think about it. His contract got done, but he didn't even hit free agency. They say, we're going to get you out of the way. He's a franchise player. I'm not surprised. He deserves all the credit in the world. And, playing the Panthers, they really, really have a great opportunity to be a really, really, really great team. Like a really, really great team. Like, y'all should put the Panthers on notice. They're going to have a Lions-type recovery. Like, I think in the next couple of years, this is a team where you're going to be like, all right, Bryce Young is really freaking good. Chuba Hubbard's really good. This defense is coming along. They're going to keep adding pieces. They're going to draft well, and they're going to be like, oh, snap. The Panthers have arrived. They're going to be an organization people want to start going to. And yesterday, I got my 50th career sack. All glory to God. I couldn't have done it without him.
More.
I couldn't have done it without my teammates. But the person that I'm like is so mind-boggled, right? I think everyone is pretty much in the same ballpark. I'm like, 6 off time. Well, at least 50 sacks in the first 4 seasons. But the person that I'm like jaw-dropping shocked about is Reggie White. And before the show, I was like, how many career defensive player of the years does this man have? The fact that he has 70 sacks, and we're not even talking about extended seasons. Like, I probably wouldn't even be in this category, because if they didn't extend those games, whatever.
17
and,
game seasons.
It is what it is. Like I said, I'm still blessed, but the fact that he had 70 sacks in 4 years might be the most insane feat that I've ever seen. And the fact that you look at it and he says he only has 2 defensive player of the years, it's like, how? Like, it's truly mind-boggling. And it's actually sad because when we talk about the LTs, the Aaron Donalds, and the Ray Lewises of the greatest players to ever play this game, we don't talk about Reggie White enough. He needs to be talked about, praised, because that feat is so crazy to me. Like 70 sacks. And I don't know what their season was like back in the day. I don't know. Was it 15 games, 16 games? I don't know. But, and then you look at and I saw I was also, blessed to join, J.J. Watt with most multi-career game sacks, around 14, and I think someone was 15, 16, and it's like Reggie White has 30. Like, we don't realize how great, I know he's a Hall of Famer, but I going back, I was like, man, I got to start studying this tape. Like, what was he doing? This might, we talk about LT, but this man really is the most dominant pass rusher in probably NFL history. I get LT play all the multi positions. That's what kind of would make all of us kind of, special, because you can do a lot more. But we talking about dominance, it has to be Reggie White. Has to be. And you know, just being in this company, man, it's obviously a great honor, bro. It really is. Like, you know, when I talked about where I wanted to be at the end of my career, and I could say, man, I'm halfway there. I got another 4 or 5 years to go to compete with these guys to reach the 100 club. So big shout out to Myles Garrett and TJ Watt because they joined the 100 sack club this season. But I got so far to go. It's going to be a challenging, fun 4 or 5 years. But let's hope I can get another 40, another 50 in 4 years too. So
that'd be
I
insane.
can be, you know, reach their level of greatness. How some of those other guys have did it in, you know, that 8 to 9 year span. So obviously great feat. But in honor of this, I'm going to rank my top 5 toughest quarterbacks to tackle. At 5, I'm gonna go with. Sheesh. At 5, I'm gonna say Carson Wentz was really hard to tackle. 4, I'm gonna say Justin Herbert. He's really tough. Justin Herbert's really tough. 3, I'm gonna go with Jalen Hurts. 2, I'm gonna go with This is tough.
Come on, Micah.
I'd say Josh Allen. 2, Josh Allen. I know he only passed it a couple times, but he's tough. And number 1, I'm gonna say Lamar Jackson. Lamar, yeah, for sure. And you know, honorable mention, we're gonna mention Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's tough as hell, bro. He's tough and strong as hell. Honorable mention. You know, a lot of people. It's been crazy about this contract stuff because obviously we're so far,
here we
we're so
go.
close to it. But like I said, bro, if you look at how good we're playing, we have to find a way to bring these guys back. Like we got to try to do it again. Trey emphasized it. I emphasized it. Like there are some really good free agents coming out, but we have to try to keep as many guys home as possible. Osa, Chauncey, J. Lou, there's so many different guys that we got to emphasize on trying to bring back because they're culture changers. They help breed and win games. Look how hard these guys are playing.
That's gonna be hard with Cap Boy.
And those are the type of people you want to play with, man. Like, you know, they step up to the opportunity, play hard, and do what they have to do day in and day out. Come on, man. We gotta find a way. We gotta find a way. And then let's get into college football. I told y'all what was gonna happen. SMU had no chance, man. They had no chance. They walked into Happy Valley, cold, windy, about 2 pick sixes, 3 picks. It was no chance. It was no chance.
No
man.
chance in hell.
I'm sorry, Dallas. But it is what it is. But we get into this next round. And the Peach Bowl, Texas versus Arizona State. Rose Bowl, Ohio State versus Oregon. Fiesta Bowl, Penn State versus Boise State. And the Sugar Bowl is Notre Dame versus Georgia. With Beck out, I wonder what type of success Georgia's going to have. It's very interesting. That game is a very good toss-up. I'm going to take Georgia because of their defense. I wasn't really impressed by Notre Dame's win. Their ground game was very good, but Georgia has one of the best run defenses in college football. So I didn't see a lot from the quarterback play. So I'm going to still take Georgia with a defensive stand in this game. The Fiesta Bowl, obviously I'm taking Penn State over Boise. Even with Ashton coming on the show, great dude. But we got some killers up front. I hope he gets his. I hope he gets that rushing record. Let him rush for 150, break the record, whatever. But I want to see Penn State still win at the end of the day. Rose Bowl, Ohio State versus Oregon. Now, this is the matchup that is going to be very challenging because it's tough for a team to beat a team twice. But I think what I saw from Will Howard, I didn't think he would play as well as he did against Tennessee. But if he can have that same focus, that same lock-in against Oregon, I don't think they can lose the game. Ohio State will win. But if Will Howard plays like how he did against Michigan, Oregon will have a field day. I think it's going to be another shootout because both teams' offenses are very, very good. With Jeremiah Smith, Dylan Gabriel, these teams' offensive heavy is going to be a very good game. But it's a toss-up, man. It's going to come down to the quarterback play. And I'm going to say the same thing versus Texas versus Arizona State. I wasn't totally impressed by Quinn and that, Texas versus Clemson. They didn't play great. The running game kind of saved them. I just have to see. I think at one point, you got to say your quarterback can win you the game. And Arizona State is going to be one of them teams where they have a great running game. They got one of the best backs in the country. They got a pretty good passing attack. But I feel like one of these games, Quinn, you're going to have to go win the game. These one touchdown, one interception games aren't good enough. They weren't good enough to beat Georgia, and that's who, Texas kind of lost to in both games. You got to stand in it. You got to stay in it, man. You got to be the best player on your team. Point blank period. I love Texas. If my kids don't go to Penn State, I'm rooting for them to go to Texas. So it's not coming from a bad place. Super fan of Quinn. My dog D-Mart all them went through. Joseph Osai. I love Texas. I love Austin. But the thing that scares me is right now is not the defense of Texas. It's the quarterback play. In those big games, right? Can they find a way to get it done? We're going to see. It's a toss-up, but you got to say you would lean towards Arizona State because Texas hasn't beaten a very good team with the quarterback play. You know what I mean? Like, the running game saved them against Clemson. Both the running backs had 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. If you do that, you're most likely going to win the game. But they can limit the run game like how Georgia does. Is Quinn going to be able to win it with his arm? That's the question we got to ask ourselves. Can Quinn win it with his arm? That's all I'm saying. But it's week 17 versus the Eagles.
Here we go.
And
here we go.
It's time. I won't get into much. Very excited about the matchup. I can't wait. They beat us at home. We're trying to go get a win at home. And it's personal. It's very personal. It's going to be a good game.
Okay.
I'm excited to go out to Philly and try to get this win. Everyone saw my comments last week, and I meant it. You know what I mean? When you need Philly to win, they don't win. So it's definitely very personal. And, I can't wait. It's going to be a great game. And it's going to be an exciting matchup. There's no better game than Cowboys versus Philly. Point blank period.
There you go.
I think this is one of the best games ever. In every matchup I played, this is one of the best games. So, really can't wait. We got a huge, obviously, with Saquon, the year he's having, huge focal point. We got to stop the run. Huge focal point. But their passing attack is just as good. So, it's going to be an exciting game. I can't wait. And I'll see y'all in Philly. Let's take some final questions from the chat. Thoughts on Michael Vick accepting the Norfolk State head coaching job? Obviously, I love to see it, man. Anytime former legends find a way to get back in the game and impact the youth lives and find a way to, cultivate young kids in our youth lives and change their lives, huge important. He'll be a great mentor. Would you ever consider coaching? Yes, but I would only want to coach high school level. Kid, after I'm done with sport, I gave so much of my life to sports that I think once I'm done, I just want to, be around it. And I want to help change lives, but I don't think I want to deal with NIL. I wouldn't want to deal with the 24/7 around the clock. I think the mother of my children, I think my kids, at that point, times I walk away this game, they would have sacrificed and put their life on hold enough Because they allowed me to do what I do. But I think at that time on that backside, when I'm in my 30s, it's time for me to just be dad and, you know, be a mentor to other, kids. And I think that's what I'm passionate about. As one of the best defenders, what in the world would you do with a Lions play with a fake fumble? Sack the quarterback. I don't care if he thought he was about to drop it or not. I'm sacking the quarterback.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going after the quarterback, 100%. I almost pass rush almost every time. And as long as them guys are still blocking me, I'm still going. Like, they shouldn't even stop. Thoughts on Tank Dell's injury? Oh, man. Extremely devastating, man. You hate to see that stuff. You really do. Back-to-back, season-ending injuries.
That was brutal.
It's terrible. You can only just pray, man. I'm praying for C.J. Stroud. I'm praying for Tank Dell. I'm praying for the whole Texans organization because, that's a blow. He's a special, special talent. You hate to see special talent get hurt like that. So praying for the whole organization, man. And I hope you really do get better soon, man. Honest to God, man, I hope you really do get better soon. And obviously, Deontay Johnson got claimed off the waivers by the Texans. So, that's a great asset. With the injuries with Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, they need that. And he wanted a more expanded role. And hopefully he gets the opportunity. Would you ever want to play on Christmas? I wouldn't mind playing on Christmas. I'm one of them players, man. I just play when I play. We play on Thanksgiving, so it really wouldn't affect me. I would just say, like, just having a couple days off after would be nice, just so I could spend the holidays with my family after the fact, but I wouldn't mind. But that's a wrap. I appreciate everyone tuning into The Edge.
Okay.
It's been a blessing just coming on to this show. I hope everyone has a great and a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope you get everything you want. I hope Santa comes under the down the chimney and gives you all the gifts in the world because that's what's that it's important, man. I hope everyone has a great.
All right, so Micah is pounding the table on bringing Osa back, bringing back Chauncey Goldston, bringing back Lawson and all the gang, keeping this together along with Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer, and he's ready to play the Eagles. He's ready to play the Eagles, and I think he is looking for payback and wanting to make sure that he gets to win in front of his home crowd. His home, not the Eagles' home crowd, his home crowd, because he, of course, is from Harrisburg, right outside there. So definitely interesting, to say the least. All right, you good people, as always, I appreciate you, and we'll see you at Monday Night Football. Peace out.